Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon. God, I love the Raiders Perna. And John Gruden, in his infinite football wisdom brainhead, agreed to trade his best defensive player, who is clearly holding the rest of the defense back from finding its full potential, in Khalil Mack to the Chicago Bears. The Raiders traded Defensive Player of the Year Khalil Mack to the Chicago Bears. No. Oh, you fucking idiots. You stupid, stupid Raiders. That was my impression of every football fan and other NFL organization on earth. Literally, the only trade that would make me happier would be seeing the Patriots trade Tom Brady to a Canadian football team. Not that I wish that hell on Canada, but you get my point. Not very often can you unite Broncos, Chargers, and Chiefs fans, but this idiot move from the Raiders did just that. So credit John Gruden for, at the very least, bringing all of us haters together as we point and collectively laugh at Oakland. How did the Raiders, a team 13th worst in points allowed, 10th worst in yards allowed, and tied 8th worst in total sacks, replace Khalil Mack's production? They don't. They fucking don't. Without his 10.5 2017 sacks, they would have been the worst NFL team in terms of sack production. They were already worst in the interception department with 5 total picks last year, and now you're giving opposing quarterbacks even more time to pick your defense apart? Mack was the one giant bright spot on that defense. I mean, he had 185.5 QB pressures, 40.5 sacks since entering the league in 2014. That was just the best in the NFL. No big deal. John Gruden gonna lead this team to the promised land. I believe Bruce Irvin had the most appropriate response on Twitter when he found out about the news, saying, "No fucking way." Apparently the Bears are giving up 2 first-round draft picks for Mack, to which Bruce Irvin also responded, "No fucking way." Yesterday, Bruce Irvin tweeted, "Mack turn now." He does only tweet in 3 words. This was in reference to the Aaron Donald 6-year, $135 million extension with the Los Angeles Rams. $87 million guaranteed, and Donald became the richest defensive player in the league, surpassing Von Miller. The Bears, who are supposedly giving up those 2 first-round draft picks and Brian Urlacher's new hair for Mack, will also supposedly make him just as rich, if not richer, than Donald. So Irvin was right. Mack turn now. It just won't be for the Raiders because they wasted their money on John Gruden. They probably don't even realize Gruden's salary doesn't count against the salary cap. It is to be expected, though, when your team is run by an updated version of the Three Stooges: Larry, Curly, and Moe. With the addition of the first-round draft picks, Bruce Irvin was asked if he thought the Raiders' defense would be better in the long run, and he said, "No fucking way." Derek Carr is out doing damage control on Twitter today, saying, "This is the sucky part of the business." Sucky, a better choice of word for the kids than no fucking way. But we have a season to play and games to win. He means games to lose now. Hashtag Raider Nation. We feel your pain, trust me, but we need you next Monday night. skull fuck emoji. Now, when asked if he thought there was any person alive who could beat a dinosaur in a fight, Bruce Irvin on Twitter said, LeBron beating the Raptors all alone, LOL. Damn it, Bruce. Of course LeBron could probably beat a dinosaur in a fight. I'd like you, Bruce, if you played anywhere else other than on the worst defense in the league. The Bears defense, which may surprise you, was actually pretty good last season. They were 10th in yards allowed per game, 11th in rush yards allowed, and 9th in points allowed per game. With the addition of Mack is a huge boost for a pass rush unit that without him was tied for 7th best in the NFL. Chicago had 42 sacks last season, add 10 more with Mack, and they could be a top 3 pass rush unit. As long as Matt Nagy, head coach, can get the most out of Mitch Trubisky, you have to be extremely optimistic right now as a Chicago Bears fan. I do feel for the Raiders fans. This was a rough way for this kid to find out Santa ain't real. Sorry, kid, Christmas is a sham and Khalil is never fucking taking a picture with you. Instead, he'll spend the rest of his life punishing you because your organization is run again by the Three Stooges. The likeness is stunning. The Rams and Raiders will face each other in the season opener. This is great. The main difference between the two teams right now is, of course, LA signed Aaron Donald, and their head coach, Sean McVay, is what Gruden was 15 years ago. Aaron Donald, Von Miller, and Khalil Mack, arguably, interchangeably, the 3 best defensive players in the NFL. Only one organization was too stupid to understand what you do with that kind of talent, and they are not the Cleveland Browns. Oakland, thank you. Thank you for today, Oakland. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. You got to do the sub. You got to do the subscribing thing. Just do it. We do a podcast every week, Will Keys and I. It's on my second channel, That's Good Broncos. It's also on iTunes, Podbean. And if you like football videos, click one that's on the screen right now. Chicago, enjoy Khalil, man. He's good. I know.